Excuse me. Sorry. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, a little tickle in my throat there at the last minute. Okay. I was just sorry. Again, looking at the cloud, we've had a lot of rainstorms going through since yesterday afternoon. And I'd seen this rain cloud, and I'm like, maybe I should take a second look at it there for a minute. Because we are prone to tornadoes in this area. So, yeah, we did get we're under a tornado watch last night, or yesterday afternoon anyway, probably into last night. It got quite interesting a little bit with the rainstorms, but it made for some beautiful, beautiful sceneries, beautiful skies and everything. Especially at this one point, I had, where was I? I think I had just picked up a shopping order. Yeah, I think I hit, yeah, yeah, it was. I just done a shopping request at one of the local grocery stores or regional grocery stores here called Cub, and CUB, like as in, a bear cub, excuse me. So anyway, I just got done and was leaving the parking lot, and I happened to look in one direction. I had basically over to my left. And basically, it was the western sky, and it was beautiful. There was all these dark clouds, and then intermittent with the sun setting. It There was these pinkish hues, and I'm talking huge swaths of these pinkish hues mixed in. Oh my gosh, it was gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And it was like, it was kind of clear skies there in the east. I mean, excuse me, the west. So it would have been the east. Sorry, I'm still waking up. Excuse me. So yeah, the sun is setting. It's clear skies. Some clouds and so forth. But then over there to the east. Yeah, east. Oh my goodness, I'm still getting myself confused. Just beautiful. Really, really beautiful how the contrasts, it was just like, wow. Because you had all the oranginess out there to the west with the sun going down, and then over there to the east with those pinks. We're talking magenta pinks. It was just, yeah, it was beautiful. Really, really gorgeous. Really beautiful. So, but yeah, all in all, it was a good night last night. Yeah, I'm really enjoying what I'm doing now. Excuse me, especially now that, I'm not dealing with all my chest issues, the breathing issues or whatever. I do wear a mask the whole time. Not just for my own safety, but also I don't know what it is with Bluetooth, but they just do not like to stay in my ear unless I have them anchored down with something. So they serve two purposes, the face masks. But for the most part, people are nice and so forth, if anything, helpful. Like when it was, especially at one point when it was pouring down rain, the customer, she came out and met me to pick up her pizza. Excuse me. So yeah, it's been a great experience so far. People I will say people here are pretty nice. Yeah, you meet some that are kind of grumpy or what have you, but for the most part, people are pretty nice and everything. So. Yeah, I still feel like that there's that underlying, thing where I feel like people want to explode or whatever, and I know they do, because of what I experienced with them, or have experienced with them over the last 20 years with living out there in Vegas, but for the most part, at least it's more subtle, I guess you could say. But yeah, I wound up back down on the south end, last night with deliveries. Wound up back down in Eden Prairie. Nice area. Came across the Walmart. It's like, I wonder what that looks like. Well, I got the opportunity to see what it looks like with my one of my last runs last night. I got a Walmart shopping request, and I seen it was Eden Prairie, and I'm like, well, okay, let's find out Walmart is all about. I didn't go inside. I didn't have time really to go inside. But yeah, from the outside, definitely is a new Walmart. You could tell that. So I'll have to stop and check it out at some point. And I got opportunity to see some apartments and condos there in that area. Also, another little area that is just north of Eden Prairie is a small area called Edina, I guess. I'm not too sure. Edina. I'm not too sure how to pronounce it. It's Edina. And I really liked it around in there. It's a little bit more developed. Eden Prairie, they're still in the process of developing the area. And of course, it's more high end and so forth. So of course, I know it's going to be a higher rent district. But I did, I did check out Edina. Actually, I checked out both when I got home last night, and rents are pretty much the same. And I also I'm like, you know what? While I'm at, let me check out do the comparison with Maple Grove, because I hadn't really gotten around to looking at rents in that area. Actually, it's cheaper down there, so it's like, okay. And I did find out. Of course, I have to know if there's a Whole Foods close by. There's one right there in Edina. It was like, okay. But I do like the architecture right there in that area and everything. It's a little bit more comparable to my taste. That's one of the things that's kind of bothered me, is finding architecture that I like is more modern, as far as, the more modern architecture is concerned. Yeah, of course, there's the architecture there in those areas, the historic areas I absolutely love, but the crowding. There was, where I dropped off last, I don't know the name of the area, and this one thing that has really kind of bothered me with the streets around here is most of them are numbered streets, and I can't make heads or tails out of the numbering. I really can't, because it'll be 4th Street on the east side, 4th Street on the west side, and but it'll have maybe a different designation, and I can't make heads or tails out of it. Like for usually, when you're dealing with numbered streets, it's, 1st Street, it'll be downtown, and then it'll be like 1st and Main will be the center or something, and then as you branch out, you get the numbers grow or whatever. It's not the same here, and it's just like, where does it start? This and that, and it's like, even if it's numbered streets, and as you branch out, it'll still follow it, say for instance, you're in town A versus town B and this and that, and it'll just, and you find that like out here, okay, the numbered streets are in hundreds, okay, so that tells me that, okay, the center, it was probably Minneapolis, St. Paul, or whatever, but it's just, it's very confusing, and I can't figure it out. And then, of course, all the state roads, the county roads, the interstate roads. Oh, it's like, you can't go anywhere in this area without following a GPS, because it's that confusing. Even for people who have lived here all their lives, it's that confusing. It's just like, okay, whatever. I just do what the GPS tells me. I realize I'm not on board totally and completely with, excuse me, with technology and everything, but thank goodness for it. I am definitely a slave to the GPS, but anyway, the other thing that like I was talking about that has bothered me, at least and not just here, but some other areas as well, is the architecture, like with homes or with apartment buildings or what have you. I haven't been too keen on a lot of it that I have been seeing. It's just kind of plain. Of course, gray is a very big color right now. I know it's kind of nationwide, and I was hearing the complaints about it from a lot of people when I was working there at that last job. And it's like, yeah, I get it. I'd rather go back to the beiges. This whole gray thing is just ugh. And there's a new housing development way down there on the southern end that I dropped off. I seen it from the freeway, and then sure enough, I wound up dropping off in there. It's all different shades of gray. It's like, okay, people, the book series is done and over with. Has been for a while. But it was just, and they're advertising, oh, in the high 700s. And I'm just like, for this? Yuck. I realize to each their own, but yuck. I'm not into blacks and grays. It's like, no, it's not chic. It's not, it's depressing. I'm sorry. Give me color. Oof. But as close as I can handle is different shades of greens and browns, as far as monotones, but otherwise, give me color. I like color. And this whole thing of living in a box, I'm sorry. I like gables and slanted roofs and anyway, turrets. Anyway, I'm not into the whole flat roof thing. I think that was what back in the, I'm trying to remember. I know it was, no, not really the 50s. Before that, maybe it was the 30s. Or we made that dress. It changed, it's what they called modern back in those days. Well, it's been all resurging, and it's just, I'm sorry. It's not my thing. I'm not into flat roofs. If anything, flat roofs cause issues with standing water, especially if you live in an area like this where it rains a lot or you get a lot of snow or what have you. Guess what? You're going to have roofing issues. And it's not my thing. I like slanted roofs and, like I said, anyway. But I did like the architecture down there in Edina. That it was really nice. I liked it. So there in Eden Prairie had, at least with the apartment buildings, I did like what I was seeing there too, and especially that one that I dropped off in. I think it was townhomes, and very well established trees and so forth. And that was the other thing too. There was a lot of water, a lot of lakes, waterways, and so forth, and had wonderful opportunities to hear bullfrogs, croaking. Oh man, that was awesome. I really love it. I've been seeing a lot of toady frogs. Almost stepped on one when I was getting in the car yesterday. It was, I got started a little bit late last night. I didn't get rolling until about 4 o'clock. Partly because I have to lay down and take my little nap, but also because there was it was pouring down rain while we were sleeping. Little Miss and I curled up together, took a little nap, and it was just pouring down rain. So, but yeah, it was so yeah, I decided to just chill until everything let up and so forth, and then headed out. I realized, I knew it was going to start raining, at least in parts with where I was working or what have you, but I mean, it was just pouring down rain before leaving here yesterday. So I'm like, nope, I'm just going to chill. And yeah, so, but it was nice last night. And I don't mind working during those times, too, because usually a lot of people, they don't like to go out during those times, and they'll order. So, it's like, yeah. But it was a good night last night. It wasn't bad. Like I said, I've been enjoying myself. It's been nice. And it's been nice, being able to get out and see things and so forth. And I'm starting to recognize areas like, for instance, when I wound up in New Hope, I recognize it. It's also where Nevada Avenue is at. Oh, that reminds me, I was going to tell you all about it. There's another grocery, it was actually my last run that I did last night. It was this one grocery store, another local grocery store. It was really nice. It really had a really good combination of organics and things that are stocked at like Whole Foods, and also more things that you're used to, like Chef Boyardee and so forth. But it had a nice bakery section. I almost picked up something, but I was just like, no, I'm not gonna worry about it at this point. But anyway, yeah, the place is called Jerry's Food, and it floored me when I seen it because made me think of Jerry's Nugget out there in Vegas, actually North Las Vegas. It's just north of Fremont Street, basically, and it's just a locals casino, not a hotel. I heard somebody at the door there, probably one of the cats. But anyway, yeah, it's a locals casino. So it's kind of known with frequent visitors as well. A lot of them will go there because the gambling is a little bit better. A lot of slot machines, but they also have tables, and I think also roulette there. But it's a little bit on the small side, but bigger than more of the other places. So, but anyway, yeah, and they have this jingle that you hear all the time when you hear them on the radio, or see their commercials on TV or whatever. They have this jingle, Jerry's Nugget Casino, your kind of place. And it just went through my head when I seen it come in, and the whole time that I was in there, it kept going through my head. I'm like, oh, Vegas just won't leave me alone. And I'll admit, I do get those little bouts of mourning, I guess you could say, where I, get a little bit of homesick. After all, that's what I call a place I called home for 20 years. So it wasn't just, it isn't just nostalgia or anything. Oh, I went to Vegas, it was sort of thing or whatever. I lived there for 20 years. It was a good chunk of my life. Most of my life. Yeah. It's the longest place I ever lived. So it's understandable that, I get a little homesick, and then especially considering the circumstances with leaving. It wasn't something, that I had planned on or anything. It was a bit of a shock. It was a sudden thing. It's a little bit of a shock to my system and everything. So, yeah, it's understandable that I would miss it, And yeah, I was feeling some nostalgia last night, some homesickness and so forth. But I also see how much I have changed too in this short amount of time. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind going back for visiting, but I don't know if I could live there anymore. Even despite the breathing issues, yeah, that would be a big concern. I wouldn't be able to have my diabetic doctor. I'd taken an email saying that I'm on their email list still, saying that he was leaving there. I don't know if he's opening his own practice or moving over to another group or what have you. But yeah, I'd have to find another diabetic doctor if I went back there again. But yeah, I know, aside from all of that, I'm not entirely too sure, from a psychological, emotional standpoint, if I could be there or not. And I'll admit that would have to go for really even with the northern part of the state, because if I was to move back to Nevada, I would try more the northern part of the state. But a lot happened too, you know, and especially there at the end, the state really wasn't treating me right. But then again, you could also blame that strictly on Vegas. So, but no, there was some a couple other things that had happened as well, and I wasn't too happy with how it was being treated. So, yeah. But anyway, I'd have to see. But yeah, I'll admit that I did get a little bit homesick last night, little bit. And in many ways, my heart is still there too. I can't bring myself up to calling this home yet. I really can't. So, but anyway. And I know this little one here, she's sound asleep in her bed right now. She's looking so precious. I know this one, little one, she would definitely miss it here. She's, I don't know if she's called it home here either. But I know that she enjoys watching all the birdies and all the squirrels and so forth. So, yeah. I look forward to her seeing the turkeys at some point. I think I may have seen my first skunk last night. Unfortunately, it was dead alongside the road. But with the size and the coloring, I'm like, I think that's a skunk. But I haven't smelled any yet, so that would be, I have to have that experience. I haven't, aside from the weed smell, I haven't fortunately smelled any of the weed that does smell like a skunk. But, because I know that there's some flowers that does. But yeah. And I'm starting to think that the one dispensary that was out there, I've seen them pop up or open up here. So I'm kind of starting to wonder if it might be a little bit more of a corporation that is or basically owned by the same people, and they're opening up dispensaries in all of the weed-approved states. Yeah, I'm starting to see them popping up. The licenses have been being issued off of the reses anyway. But yeah. But anyway, getting back to the skunk, I know I'm still waking up in some ways. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I've been seeing, but yeah, I did see that little one last night. So eventually, at some point, I'll get out there into the country and I'll probably definitely smell them. You usually can smell them at nighttime. They like to spray a lot, and you know it when you smell when they're around. You know it. Oh, I know, I'm half asleep. I know I have to work today. I've got enough money now for the car rental renewal, which should take place tomorrow. But I'm going to need gas and also a little bit too of money for food to eat. So I'll go out today. I was planning on trying to work all week because I've still got it's only 3 more days, and then I could take off Saturday, so Angie and I can go out to the quilt show. Yeah, my period has really been kicking my ass. It's the main reason why I haven't been going for my walks, doing my exercises, or anything, because yeah, it's nice having it straightened around and everything, but, it's just exhausting and, getting the leg cramps and so forth. I just feel it's best to take it easy, relax, get as much rest as possible and everything to help get through. Especially with being older, been dealing with my periods for, 40 years. And with going through perimenopause, it's like, yeah, it really, it takes its toll. And it really does. And it just get really sleepy, and my body just aches and so forth. And it's like, no, just chill, relax, you know. I did stop off last night. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself and have me some Taco Bell. So got a couple tacos, and also stopped off at the gas station, picked up some things there. I was really looking for some ice cream, but excuse me, they had Hershey candy bars on sale, so I picked myself up a couple bars of cookies and cream, the king size. I have one left, and I had one last night. So, and they also had bags of chips on sale for old time's sake. I picked up a bag of the Smart Food white cheddar popcorn, and also the what are those things called? They're the Twists, the corn chips that are the Twists. I used to pick those up all the time too from the gas stations out there. I'm like, what the hell, for old time's sake, you know? Why not? But yeah, I did find out that even though, well, Circle K has bought this one chain of gas stations out here called Holiday, so you can use your Circle K rewards in the store, excuse me, for things, but as far as being able to save gas at the pump, now that's actually controlled by the Cub grocery stores with their rewards programs. So I think that's part of the deal. So I've definitely found that out, but I still have, because with who I bank with, I get gas rewards, and I just have to do a little search to find out who's offering the best deal, and then go from there. Gas prices have been going up here a little bit. The holidays are now actually $3.24, but actually a lot of the gas stations are still under $3. So I think the cheapest right now is like $2.84 or something like that. But even at $3.24, that's still cheaper than what I was paying out there. What I would be paying out there right now. I'm sure they're over $4 a gallon out there right now. I don't know. I'd have to check and see. But yeah, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if they're over $4 a gallon right now. Usually is for the summer months. A lot of times, even if depending on what's going on politically, a lot of times they're even over $5 a gallon at this time of year. So yeah, so for me, and I'm pretty much making about the same amount of money as what I was out there with driving. It's like, yeah, I know with here that the apps are regulated by the state as far as how much, and even the localities. Like Minnesota has even harsher regulations with regards to the rideshare aspect. I don't know if that's also applied as far as the standards, as far as, the minimums that they have to be paying out. I don't know if that also applies to the delivery apps or not. But I know it, but they have 2 weeks to do those calculations and to shell out those differences. So we'll find out here in a couple of weeks if whether or not it applies to the deliveries or not. So probably end of next week, beginning the following week or whatever. So we'll see. Still having the same issue with the app. And I've tried different things and so forth, and I know it's not anything to do with the GPS that's on my phone, because when I open up Google Maps, everything's fine. So, and it's basically the step-by-step instructions. It just, they're not working right. I don't know what it is. I think they made changes to the app, and it's kind of screwed things up. So I'm thinking that maybe tonight I might try something a little bit different. I'm not too keen on it, but yeah, it does come in handy. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. I might try it though. If I don't like it, I can always go offline. That's the other problem too. In order for me to switch anything back, I have to actually go offline in order to be able to access the app settings, which kind of sucks. So, I don't know. I'll see. So, anyway, yeah. That's pretty much everything I have going on right now. I know. It's getting exciting with things. But right now, and I did speak with my friend who has the last of my stuff. We're making way to getting the rest of it sent out here. So I'm going to use that last paycheck that I have, use part of that for that. And then I can also get with my ex, who has my mom and my baby's remains. He's got them, and I can see about getting them sent out here as well. And move forward. The next thing I have to get taken care of is the health insurance, and of course get food. Get myself situated. Right now I'm working about 7 hours, and I do need to increase those hours too. But yeah, go from there. All right, I'm feeling a little shaky. I'm wondering if I'm starting to drop a little bit. So I woke up with beautiful sugar this morning, absolutely gorgeous, and but I'm kind of feeling a little funky, so I might be having a low. So I'm gonna take that and go from there. And after my period is said and done, I'll get back to exercises and so forth. So, but anywho, all right. I love you guys. I will talk at you tomorrow. Love you.